So before we look at section 2.1, which is going to be how we convert between degrees and radians, okay, when we're measuring an angle, we're going to take a look at the last thing we need to know with square roots. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how to reduce a root. Bless you. Today we're going to talk about how we get a square root out from the denominator. Okay, square roots in the denominator come up quite a bit, and we're not allowed to leave them in the denominator. Okay, if you have a root in the numerator, that's fine. Okay, no problem there. You just can't leave a square root or any kind of root in the denominator. So this right here, 3 divided by square root 2, not something you would want to give as a final answer. Hey, does anybody know how you fix that? How you get that square root out from the bottom? It's going to end up in the top, but that's fine. Yeah, can I say?
Don't you multiply it by hang on both sides, like so you multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2?
Yeah, what you end up doing is just multiplying the top and the bottom by the root. In that case, it's square root of 2. Okay, so to fix that problem, multiply the top and the bottom by just the root. If there's something else in the bottom, that's fine, you can leave it. And then after you multiply the top and the bottom by that root, you might have to simplify if necessary. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through a couple different examples, just practicing getting that square root out of the bottom. And then that'll be it for this part. Okay, so let's start with that problem I just had on the board, 3 divided by square root 2. All right, so what am I going to multiply top and bottom by here? To fix it so that square root's not in the bottom anymore. I think we already said it earlier. Yeah, Brendan?
Square root 2.
Yeah, you're going to multiply by square root 2. Divided by square root 2. Since we're multiplying by a fraction, well, you get the same thing in the top and the bottom. What is that really that I'm multiplying by? Travis?
1.
Yeah, I'm really multiplying by 1. But I've written it in a special way that's going to help me fix this fraction. Okay, when I multiply, I just go straight across. So in the top, 3 times the square root of 2. Not much I can do with that. But in the bottom, I've got square root of 2 times square root of 2. Okay? It's kind of like what we did yesterday, except instead of taking a square root and breaking it apart into 2, you've got 2 separate square roots I want you to combine into 1. So what would have been the original number if you separated into root 2 times root 2? It would have been square root of 4. Okay, so we've multiplied the top and the bottom by the root. Now we're going to simplify. Anything here that I can simplify? Yeah, the whole point of what we did was to hopefully get a nice number in the bottom. So what does the denominator become? 2. And that's your final answer. Okay. Questions on that example? All right, let's take a look at this one. 2 divided by square root of 2. All right, so Francis, what am I going to multiply top and bottom by this time?
2.
Careful, not 2.
No,
Square root of 2. So square root of 2 and square root of 2. Yeah, and Tyler, when I multiply, what do I get in the top? 2 square roots of 2. How about in the bottom? Yep, I get square root of 4, which is going to reduce to 2. And now something a little different here is going to happen. It didn't happen last time. Yeah. Yeah, the 2's on the outside of the root cancel each other out. And all that I'm left with is square root 2. Okay, any questions on that example? Yes, Travis?
How come you reduce the 2 right away? Like the 4, you know how it is square root of 2 times square root of 2? I would have gotten you square root of 4.
Yep, I would have had square root of 4 in the bottom.
Okay.
So we skipped over that
Okay.
step.
All right.
Yeah. If you want to write out this step kind of in between, you could do this. And then go to this step with the 2 in the denominator.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions on that? All right, let's take a look at this one. I have 3 divided by 2 root 5. So this time I got a denominator that's a little bit more complex than in the previous example. Any guess here what I'm going to multiply by this time? Yeah, Eden?
Square root of 5.
Just the square root of 5. Okay, the 2 is fine. Remember the directions said to multiply by just the root. Okay, leave the 2 right where it is. And Eden, can you go ahead and tell me what you're going to get in the top when you do that?
5.
Yep, 3 square roots of 5. And how about in the bottom? I'm going to have the 2. And what do you get when you combine root 5 times root 5? Yep, square root of 25. Okay, I don't see really anything we can do in the top because we have a prime number for that root, so we can't break it up. But in the bottom, we've got 2 times the square root of 25, which is how much? 10. Right. Okay. Any questions on example 3? Okay, and let's take a look at our last one, which I'm going to change a little bit. All right, let's do, let's try square root of 8 in the top, and put a 2. And in the bottom, let's do 3 square roots of 5. Okay, when I multiply top and bottom by here, yep, just the square root of 5. And square root of 5. Okay, so I'm going to multiply that out. I'm going to end up with a 2. And how about Valerie? What's my square root going to be when I combine square root of 8 times square root of 5?
40.
Yep, square root of 40 divided by 3. And in the bottom, Kelly, what's my square root going to be there? How much?
25.
Yep, 25. Okay, any thoughts about what I can do to simplify that, or if you think that should be the final answer, you can tell me that too. Yes, go ahead, Kate.
Simplify the denominator.
Okay, we can simplify the denominator. And what does that simplify to?
The square root simplifies to 5, and then you multiply by 3, so it's 15.
Yeah, so square root of 25 is 5 times 3 is 15. All right. Any other thoughts, or do we think that's our final answer? Yeah.
10 can be reduced to 4 square roots of 10.
Right, now we have to do what we did yesterday. Square root of 40 you can break apart into, what did you say?
4 times the square root of 10.
Good job. Square root of 4 times square root of 10. And square root of 4 gives me how much? 2. And then 2 times 2 gives me 4. Square root of 10 over 15. Is there anything else I can do with that? No, I think we're done. We've broken the square root down. 4 and 15 are not common factors. They can't reduce. So we're good. Okay, I don't think really you'd end up with anything harder than that last one. Okay, most of the time you end up with ones like examples 1 and 2. Those are the ones that come up a lot. Okay, so any questions on rationalizing fractions?